What's up, everybody? This is Wong, and I've been dying to talk to Mr. Markman himself. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. We've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah.
We are always traveling.
Always
so
traveling.
We have the common time to be able to do this, and I'm actually just really looking forward to it. I wasn't sure what we were going to talk about, but I know between the interests that we have and just all the things that we like, there's probably a lot we can talk about.
I would say that I don't get jealous often, but you make me very jealous with your travels, with the stuff, like, because we have similar hobbies with like the cool anime figures, sneakers, like joysticks, like everything you do. I'm like, I'm jealous, and especially going to Japan. So I have to ask, how many, obviously you curate the joystick museum at Evo. How many do you actually own?
So I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
You never counted?
I have counted.
Or you stopped?
I stopped counting it because it's overwhelming,
Yeah.
Whatever new arcade sticks or new controllers would come out, I'll either buy them or a company will send them to me.
Yeah.
And they just stack up. So I really lost count, and with travel so much, it's just very hard for me to be able to count every single one. But if I were to estimate, right now I have probably around 410.
410.
Different controllers. I mean, it's like I have almost everything out there.
You need 10 more to match the famous number then, right? Do you think there's like too much of like leverless controllers now? You kind of like wish there was more maybe joysticks or even pads. I feel like pads, what happened? Like nobody's really making pads.
I don't think there's too much out there. I think it's because it's serving a market need.
Yeah.
It's always good to have variety because I mean, if you look at the different leverlesses and you're actually really into them, there's so many different kinds that are out there and so many different price points where people can enter into. And it's enabling opportunities in the industry where people, are creating their own brands.
Yeah.
They're supporting teams. And I like that because it is kind of changing the industry, but also for the corporations that have been into it for a long time, it's forcing them to change too. And that's where we really see the growth because it reminds me kind of the, the great boom of the Street Fighter 4 era where there were more and more arcade sticks. Now we're seeing more and more controller types.
Yeah.
And I feel like, right now, a lot of people are using pad, and not a lot of people are making fighting game pads. There's just a few that are out there. But I think that opportunity rises because, a lot of the winners from not just these tournaments, but a lot of our most popular players are pad players.
Yeah.
And more often than not, people will use the pads that come with the consoles, but there are levels above that and beyond that as well. It just, again, because of what people are used to and what they're comfortable with, there's so many different options out there now, which is a far cry from back in the day, like way back in the day where you were either forced to use what's at the arcade or you get a mod stick and that's it.
Yeah, or even get a green goblin.
Or make your own, right?
Make your own DIY. I mean, a lot of people are doing DIY stuff. I think that's also very popular.
Yeah.
But how much money would you estimate you've spent on video games and anime goods?
Dude.
How much money do you think? Like, what's the
money?
number? Yeah, how much money do you think you personally spent? You're like, ooh, I think I spent a lot.
Like, do you count like taking trips too? Because I feel like taking trips.
No.
Okay.
Just
so
like
just spending on actual goods.
Putting stuff in your luggage.
Oh, putting stuff in my luggage. So I've been collecting for a long time,
Yeah.
Justin. I would say it has to be over $100,000 at least.
No, I feel like that's a small number.
You think it's less?
I think it's more.
Oh well, that's the low end estimate. I'm afraid to say it's a lot more, but I'm pretty sure it's way over $100,000.
Okay.
I'll say that is the bare minimum.
What do you think is the most expensive thing you bought?
Oh, I don't like paying above retail.
Okay, so you don't buy resale stuff.
Yeah, I don't like paying like resale prices or scalper prices. So for me, I'll buy something at retail. And when it comes to retail, I would say the most expensive thing that I bought was when the VLX Diamond came out. I imported it over and it was about like $500 at the time, which was like, in 2012, that's a lot of money, right? So I would say or 2013, 14, I would say that was probably the most expensive arcade stick that I bought. But if it's just video games in general, I've spent much more than that. Consoles and stuff like that.
You never bought a resale thing?
I don't like to. It's just like not my thing. It's like I don't want to support the resale.
Okay, well, what about, you know how like when you're in Japan, you buy like anime figures?
Oh yeah.
The prices are different.
They are.
So like sometimes I'll see something that's very like old school.
Yep.
And I'm just like, I don't care how much it is, I will buy it.
Okay, so there are those exceptions.
Yeah.
But usually those exceptions aren't like spending thousands and thousands of dollars. It's usually like, oh man, it's $100. Should I do it? Should I not? And you know, I actually like that about you because I know we look out for each other. Whenever we're figure
yeah.
shopping, you're like, hey, where is that? Where'd you get that? And he's like, don't worry, I'll pick it up for you. And we always check in on each other, and you always hit me up like, hey, I'm going to this concert. Do you want any of the merch? Here's a picture of the merch.
Yeah.
So I love that because now what it reminds me of is we have this network of, you know, just geeking out and getting merchandise and like, hey, who's in town at this time? Who's in Japan?
Who's gonna get
Mark's
this?
probably there. Let's do it. Yeah, that's fun stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's exceptions. Like, I mean, if you have a waifu, that's like, it goes beyond reason. You're like, I have to get it, right?
Yeah.
Especially if it's our old fighting game
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying.
Old fighting game stuff is like that you can't find anymore. Sometimes you can't put a price on that.
You're right. Okay. So you're a father, and you're probably one of the your OG dads in the FGC. Obviously, there's a new boom of like FGC fathers now. What's like the tip would you give them?
What advice?
Yeah.
I would give to FGC dads or FGC would-be dads.
Yeah.
Is to always, I mean, this goes without saying, is always put your family first.
Yeah.
We have this hobby as a luxury.
Yes.
And I think it should be that way. You know, when I had my child, and I'm very blessed to have my child, Felicity is an awesome individual. She is a very good friend of mine as well. When I had her back when I was 19 years old. So I was 19 years old.
That's a throwback.
And I'm just so you guys know, I'm 43 now, so I'm really old. So having my daughter then, it really changed my life because it forced me not only to become an adult, but to kind of get my things together, to be able to be responsible and also not only take care of my family, be able to provide a good life for them. And I think that's the goal, is to figure out a way that you could provide a good life. And that could give a lot of pressure to people.
Yeah,
that could be like, you know, what do I do? Should I stop playing games? Should I focus on something else? I'm gonna say here, the most important thing is it's okay to step away from video games. If this world goes how it's going, video games are going to be around for a long time. There'll always be something to come back to, but you only have one shot with your family, and time is limited.
Time is limited.
You got to support them as best you can, and you know, God willing, life willing, that you are able to provide the best experience for not only them but also experience for yourself. Being a dad, like, I regret so much for not being there because I worked and I grinded a lot. I wasn't always there when my daughter was growing up. So I missed a lot of her growing up, and then now she's an adult. And while I don't regret not raising her the way I did, I wish I could go back and just experience it. And I'm not making any more kids. I'm not doing that. I'm scared of that, especially in this world.
I mean, it's really cool that she's part of the scene. You know, she gets her booth at Evo and sells her charms and trinkets, and I think that's really, really cool. So it's something that I hope I could possibly do with Harper when growing up.
I gotta ask you that though. What are your like aspirations or hopes? Because, you know, I never forced my daughter into fighting games.
Yeah.
She actually got into it on her own, and her fighting game taste is much different than mine. But are you hoping that she'll learn how to play? Are you hoping that she'll compete? Are you hoping that I mean, like
I hope she has interest.
There you go. Yeah.
Right. That's the most important part, because I don't want to force her. Right now, she's into video games. She loves video games, and it was funny because like she's really good at Astrobot, right? She's really good at Astrobot. She can speed run it actually, and like under maybe 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's faster times in general, but for a 6-year-old, I think that's really good.
Yeah.
And then there's obviously like kind of like the secret levels. They're like probably more harder, a
little bit more challenging. Yeah.
So she'll ask me to help, right? So I'm helping her. I'm trying, but I'll die too. And then and I react like, oh my god, right? Like I'm upset.
Yeah.
And she would laugh, and I'm like, why are you laughing? She said, oh, because it's funny, right? Because it's like you're having the same problems I have. And so it was kind of a fun bonding moment. So I hope eventually, if she does enjoy fighting games, I can give her kind of like the guidance, or just like play with her and teach her. Like she did play on the Street Fighter 2 like arcade 1-up cabinet.
Yep, I remember.
But then that was kind of like when she was much younger, and just hearing the buttons was cool, right?
Yeah.
But in terms of the game, she rather play games that's more kind of like single player adventure roaming, like Spyro the Dragon, Animal Crossing, like those type of games. Right now she's playing Pikmin 4, and she's gotten really far into the game. And the thing is, I'm like, she's not there at reading, but she's able to just figure out how to beat the game without reading.
Yeah. So it's crazy though, because I think video games can teach so many different core mechanics that help with education as
Yes.
well. And it's something that I started noticing when my daughter was growing up as well. That the fact that they're learning how to problem solve will help them with like schoolwork and everything else.
Yeah. So it's really interesting to see, and I do think video games will help unlock kind of like problem solving, like you mentioned, and like think outside the box,
Yes.
like later down the road for her. So that's why like anytime there's like a new game that's coming out, I look at it, I'm like, I think this is Harper friendly. Like,
There
so
you
I'll
go.
buy it. Like, so I'm waiting for her to turn on the Donkey Kong game, but she hasn't turned it on yet because Pikmin 4 is just literally just take.
It's her focus.
It's the focus right
Yeah.
now, right? So, and she's showing me how to get to the menus, how to play. And the thing is, it's a lot of reading, and so I'm just like,
How did you figure this out?
yeah, this
right?
is trial and error, right? So, yeah, we'll see down the road. But talking about like in the past and everything, what are some of like people don't know. You was cooking in some Mortal Kombat 9 like, competitively, but what are some other competitive moments that you're like, damn, I was kind of godlike?
I wouldn't say I was ever godlike, but in my local scene in San Diego, I was able to win tournaments here and there.
Yeah.
I've been playing competitively, I think more seriously when Tekken Tag 1 came out.
Yeah.
So obviously a long time ago, 2000, 2001 time frame. And then I started going to EVO. I went to B5. I think B5 was your first, right?
That was my first, yep.
So we kind of started going to the I guess the national tournaments around the same time. So experiencing that and kind of like learning alongside with the internet and how people would like upload match videos and kind of learn and study from that, I took that and started forming the community. I became more of like somebody in the community that would help run events and tournaments and stuff like that. I did compete still, but I would say I didn't perform as good as I wanted to. But as you mentioned, Mortal Kombat. When Mortal Kombat 9 came out, I was inspired because it was the first Mortal Kombat game that came out in a while, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
And every community was converging, trying to compete for this national tournament, the PDP national tournament. Shout out to PDP. And because I worked for the rival Mad Cats at the time, and I'm gonna let you guys know a little secret, we tried to make the arcade stick for Mortal Kombat 9. We didn't get the arcade stick, it was PDP that got it. So you know what? I was like, I'm gonna compete in their tournament using their arcade stick.
Yeah, the Grudge?
The Grudge. No, it wasn't just a grudge. It's a friendly rivalry.
Yeah.
It's also a San Diego company, so we had a nice friendly rivalry. And shout outs to PDP because I worked with those guys still to this day, the Victrix team. But I entered that tournament. That was like the last time I really tried to grind out and play a game. I got 9th place.
Yeah.
I know you eventually won the tournament, but it was just really fun to be able to compete at that at a level with other great players.
I think you tweeted that like there was something wrong with your stick.
Yes.
As well too, and that's the reason kind of like why you got knifed, but then like you didn't say anything about it. But then I said something about it because I'm like, yo, my stick just broke.
Yeah, you said help, and everyone was like, "What's going on?" And then for some reason, everyone started looking at me because I'm the arcade stick guy. I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm not going to touch anything, and that's why I didn't complain. Because if I was to complain about the competitor arcade stick at the time, that would look bad.
Yeah.
So I didn't say anything, but it affected you.
It did.
It
That was
affected
funny.
you. I was like, oh man, the block button is sticky.
The funniest part was once I said help and they were like complaining. Perfect Legend came up and he's like, yo, like,
Can I use my controller?
He busts out the pad. I'm like, what is that gonna do? Like, the rules of the tournament was you had to play on the PDP stick, which is kind of a crazy rule.
Yeah,
in general.
but I mean, it's also an old school arcade rule. It's like you got to use what's there.
Yeah, but it was so hard. It was so tough to use because they're so big, right?
Yeah.
And what buttons were like convex?
They
as
were
well?
convex.
So
They
it's,
were
like,
not
hard-
modded.
It's,
Yeah.
it's hard to press down. It's gonna give you calluses and everything. All right, so Tekken 8.
Ooh.
Why do people complain about it? I find the game really fun.
I find it really fun as well. I think at events like where we're at EWC, we were just treated with amazing matches, right?
Yeah.
I think at the highest level and what people see on streams, especially when it comes to going to finals day, it's really fun to watch. It's really fun experience as a commentator as well. But I think it's the mid-level and the low level where
see.
people find complaints about whether it's balance, how one-sided and overwhelming the game can be, which I will very much admit, it's very overwhelming.
It's very aggressive.
It's very aggressive, but this is part of the core ethos and what the goal was of the team is they wanted to focus on aggressive gameplay. They wanted to focus on this system, heat, which I mean, I have no comment on whether or not it's like too broken because I come from an era where there was much more broken
Exactly.
things. So I'm like looking, I'm like, you guys are complaining about this. I fought against Steve Fox in 5.0. I fought against
back
Tekken
one,
4 Jin.
the infinites and
Yeah,
everything.
but again, different mentalities from different players. So I can't really force my mentality on this younger generation or even just the current generation of players that are playing. So if people feel some kind of way about it, they'll be vocal about it, and they have been.
Yeah.
You know, the community has been vocal about it. The developers have obviously made changes, but I think a lot of people expect, especially this day and age, they expect changes faster.
Yeah, the patches and everything.
Yeah.
But man, look, I actually,
Patches? Lucky. You're so lucky.
I actually love playing Tekken 8 at the moment. Like, so I had to practice. I had the AT&T thing at Evo,
Yeah.
and I had to play Tekken 8 because
Yeah.
I asked, "Can I play Street Fighter?"
I heard you got to Tekken King
Yeah,
with Fengway.
I got Tekken King in. So you know, because they put you back at Mighty Ruler.
Yeah, they reset. Yeah.
So I ranked up from Mighty Ruler to Tekken King in like under an hour and a half
in a single session.
in a single session, and then yeah, I just had a streak, right? So I was having a blast.
Okay.
And then now watching, it's also super fun. And the funniest part was I saw Michael Murray at Evo.
Yeah.
We ran into each other.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, like, I'm having a blast with Tekken 8. And he looked at me and he said, really? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, the changes with Fang and everything, like he has new combos, new
Yeah.
routes. Like, you gave him a lot of new tools that he never had before.
Yeah.
And I was like, this game is godlike.
You know, when it comes to, like, there was this meme in Tekken 7 when
Yeah.
Fengway started getting really strong. People started making shirts saying Fang player since 2002. But what people don't know is Justin is an OG Fang player.
I am an OG
He's
Fang
the OG
player.
Fang player. He placed top 8 in Evo 2005 against Korea, Japan, and the best American players.
I only played Tekken 5
Yeah.
because the New York Tekken scene said
They were strong.
though I was just trying it out because
Yeah.
they had the card system the first time, and I was like,
Ah.
the card system is super cool.
Yeah.
So when I lost to the player's called Mad Axes,
Yeah.
right? He's the best player in New York.
Yep.
He said, "Yo, this ain't 2D, kid. Go back to Marvel." So I got mad, and that's kind of why I wanted to get better at Tekken.
Yeah.
So I can money match everybody in New York and show them that, like, hey man, like I can play Tekken if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So then it got to the point where I became the best in the East Coast in Tekken 5. So I thought that was really, really interesting. But a lot of people don't know I play Tekken, actually. A lot of people don't know.
I gotta say, like, if people don't know, not only did he place top 8 at Evo in a Tekken with a stacked international cast, you are also a final round winner in Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection.
I
I
beat
know,
Anakin.
which is crazy to think about because, you know, people, they forget those days.
They did. So do you think, do you like the fact that, so Tekken had a lot of legacy skill back in the day, like from Tekken 7 and before, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good change or a bad change that they changed it a lot in 8 because of the aggression?
I think it's good and bad because, you know, I will always look at the trade-off that, you know, back then our major tournaments were 100 people, 300 at most maybe if we had an Evo event or a final round.
Yeah.
So seeing thousands of people play now, I'll take that any day of the week. I want more people to be able to watch our game and enjoy our game. You know, Tekken used to be the game where it would show up at an Evo or it'd show up at a major event and everyone would leave the room. I don't want that no more. I want people to stay in the room and be hype and watch it all the way
Enjoy
through.
it, right?
Yes.
So it's crazy because, like, I know a lot of people always talk about they want to keep the legacy skill in, but with Street Fighter,
Yeah.
it's never the same. It's
Yeah.
always different. So I'm
Yeah.
just like, I can't relate to what the Tekken players or King of Fighter players, because they rely on the legacy skill like a lot. They're like, when a new version of the game comes out, I'm naturally top tier already, right? So the fact that Tekken 8 kind of like reset it, like, I think that was really cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was like a really like hard reset. I think it's like any other game. When a new game comes out, we're gonna have different top players. You're gonna have to adjust. New players will rise, and that always happens.
Yeah.
I think it's just, you know, a cyclical thing. I mean, it happens all the time, especially because, you know, these games are getting further apart. They're living because of the DLC roadmaps that they have now. Like, you know, Tekken 7 was first announced in 2014, and then we didn't get Tekken 8 till almost a decade later. So before it was 3 to 4 years in between.
Yeah. You created the Dream Team. You know, the Dream, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I know what
Mad
you're talking
Cats,
about.
you created the Dream Team.
Yeah.
How did you create the Dream Team? Like, how did Daigo, Tokido, Mago, you got them on the same team? How did that happen?
How did that happen? So it actually happened not directly because of my influence or not directly because of somebody at Mad Cats. You know, we had a meeting with somebody at Capcom way back in the day, Ono-san.
Yeah, okay.
And Ono-san was making recommendations on what Mad Cats can do to better help serve the community. And what he said back then was, it would be interesting to see you guys support players and make sure that they go to more events.
Yeah.
So the obvious choice was to support Umehara, Daigo, And I think in 2010 we sponsored him. Right when the launch of Super Street Fighter 4.
Okay. Oh, it wasn't 2009?
No, it wasn't 2009.
Okay.
He wasn't a Mad Catz player in '09 yet. So we ended up sponsoring him there, and then we saw the success of the association, and obviously everybody was happy that he was going to more events. And then it became natural to support other players, and that's when I actually had to kind of make recommendations, suggestions to the executive team at Mad Catz, and it was a no-brainer that the Murder Face was on fire. Mago was also on fire. Again, this was the Super Street Fighter 4 days.
Yeah.
Mago had Fei Long.
Yeah.
And then Tokido was just, a beast, right? So that was really how it happened. It was, I think, because of Ono-san, them believing the community, and then Mad Catz also taking the approach of being at every event. That was, I think, a big change for not just me personally, but I think as a peripheral maker, you started seeing Mad Catz everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. No, I mean and anytime people make a tweet like, "Yo, what's like the dream team?" Everyone
It's
posts,
that photo.
It's the photo.
It's that photo.
Yeah, the photo.
Shout out to the cameraman.
Right?
He took that photo.
Oh man. Okay, that's godlike.
Yeah.
You obviously work for Evo now.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy working with people that you consider friends?
Yeah.
Because I feel like working with friends is kind of tough.
It's actually really hard because you have to not only be mindful of the friendship,
Yes.
but you also have to be mindful of the matchup.
Yeah, because I lost friends when I was working with friends because I would get angry or I would kind of like, push buttons because maybe they might be thinking that they'll take it a little bit more lax.
Yep.
So yeah, I got upset a few times when working with friends.
Yeah, I think it's tough, but again, at the end of the day, you have to have the business in mind, but you also have to know the limitations and the capabilities of the people that you work with. And I think that's why, my goal back when I started working with Evo, but also within the gaming industry, was to always get more like-minded people, more people from within the community to start working in these industry jobs. And I think it's great to see that now we have so many people, I would say hundreds, if not even close to 1,000 people that are working within games from the FGC.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great thing. Now, when you look at all the games that are coming out, whether it's, obviously 2XKO has a ton of FGC legacy,
there.
right?
Yeah.
The new Marvel game, there's just so many games that are coming out now where they rely heavily on people that have a legacy with FGC. But not just that, there's jobs within the industry, whether it's hardware, peripherals, running events, everything that we have from Gaming Gen, from our different TOs, from TNS, those guys that work on production side with Tenno.
Yeah.
Everybody is a FGC guy.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And I love that. It's just being able to see that our community is growing from within and going outwards from that. That's, I think, a beautiful thing. And that's something that I always was hoping for back in the day when, there weren't that many people working in the industry.
Yeah, I actually applied for the Invincible versus community job. I turned it down because they hit me with we might not allow you to take specific gigs.
Oh yeah,
So-
that's always tough.
So I'm just like, I think I'm doing pretty good for myself now, so I had to turn it down.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's tough, right?
Yeah, to make those decisions, that's interesting. Is that your toughest decision that you've had to make for yourself versus your career?
No, the toughest thing.
Like you don't have to
Yeah, no,
say if you
I can
get
say it.
Okay.
I said it before. The toughest decision I ever made, but no one could tell the future, was actually leaving NVIDIA to go back to playing games. Because if I did leave NVIDIA, I probably would be a multi-millionaire right now.
because considering how well they take care of their employees, especially early on,
That's
you would
what I'm
have
saying.
the options.
Because you could do the stock options
Yeah.
and everything. But nobody knew that it was going to
mess
skyrocket
up?
it. I did mess up, 100%.
No, but then you wouldn't be here right now.
Well, the thing is,
You might not be here right now.
so working in NVIDIA actually helped me met my wife. Because so that was already a plus.
Yeah.
But then it would have been hard because maybe if I was still working there, we would still be living in Northern California, and I don't like living in Northern California. That's kind of why I left.
Yeah.
Because I think the quality of life, I didn't enjoy it. So Vegas was awesome and everything, but yeah, I mean, I would say that's probably the hardest thing,
Understood.
right?
Damn, yours is much harder than mine.
What's
No,
yours?
mine was I got a job offer from Hori back
Okay,
in the day,
yeah.
and that was for me a dream.
Yeah.
But I had to turn that down too, just because it just didn't work out for me.
Okay.
But damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. But since
NVIDIA, if you're watching, we're available.
that's what I'm saying, yo, you're working on Virtua Fighter project. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
let's say you have the power to put any game you want at Evo official lineup.
Oh,
What's the game?
dude. Okay, so I'm not saying this as an Evo employee.
Yeah,
I'm saying this as a fighting game fan.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
I could pick one game,
You could choose whatever game you want. It doesn't have to be something from the past or that was ever at Evo. It's
Yeah.
whatever you want.
okay, but everyone would have to show up. That's like my thing. Like if I pick
everybody's
this
gonna
game,
play.
okay, if everybody's gonna play, I would want to see Tekken Tag Tournament at 1.
Ooh.
And I want to see the Koreans, the Peruvians, the Pakistan, everybody show up for that because I hear there are killers and there are monsters that are out there that are still playing that game.
Wait, I didn't know Pakistan was playing like Tekken Tag 1.
They play every Tekken.
Okay.
They play every single Tekken. I heard from what I heard,
So
Tekken
there's
5.
legends.
There are legends. But, we never got to experience that because, Pakistan only stepped up into the scene in Tekken 7.
Yeah.
However, there is evidence that Peru, South America, is the top right now. They beat the best Korean players. Actually, I believe it might have been Kudons that went out there as well, but Strawberry, who was the current number 1 in Tekken Tag in Korea, went there and he lost. He lost to multiple people.
Okay, multiple people.
Multiple people. So they got monsters in
South
Peru.
America is OD.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember I watched a random champion edition tournament in Chile, right? And it was like their national thing,
Yeah.
and then they had South Koreans go there too.
Yeah. And those guys still play that game
that's what I'm
too.
saying. Then they got washed. So they are like South America. You might have to do Evo South America to be honest, because it's hard, but I think that would be crazy because you'll get so many hidden killers out of nowhere. But hey, who knows, right? But Tekken Tag 1.
That's my cheater pick.
would be pretty. Yeah, I mean, I love Tekken Tag.
What about
1.
you? I'm curious now.
I mean, you already had Marvel 2. You already had Marvel 3. The extended line is kind of a cheat code because that's CVS 2 in there.
Yep.
But
What do you think about that? We honor them now with not only medals but trophies. We make sure they get their nice stage time as well. I think it's really cool to kind of level up what used to be the side tournaments.
See, my thing is the problem is people cannot correlate if that's an official Evo win now.
Yeah, it is. I think it is an Evo title. It is an Evo win. So obviously we can't put them all in the arena. There's just not enough space and time. But it's still an Evo title.
Okay, yeah, because before you had the official extended lineup,
Correct.
everyone would say, "Oh, I won this side tournament, so I'm an Evo champion."
Yeah.
now." So it's like the word is like being thrown out a lot. It's kind of like saying the word "goat." You're my goat. It's like it lost its meaning. So I don't want people to kind of abuse those things. So,
Yeah.
So that's how I feel like it's like a little cheat code.
Yeah. The current conversation, the GOAT convo.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, because if you win 3 Evos in 1 year, you could win 3 Evos, right? Like,
Yeah.
like how Arslan could win 3
One bit
Evos.
back in the day, you could only win one Evo per
One
year.
Evo a year,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, does Evo Japan, Evo France, or other Evos in the future count as much as Evo Vegas? But it's a tough conversation, I think, for a lot of people to think about.
It's an unprecedented conversation because we didn't have the idea of, or we didn't have the ability to have multiple Evos back then.
Evo East should count though, right?
Evo East and Evo West should count, right? They
You
should.
know what I mean?
But I'm not going to argue that today.
'cause
I'm not going to argue that
Because if
today.
that counts, my number skyrockets a lot.
Yeah.
I'll say that
Yeah.
much.
All right.
But I'll talk to Rob TV about that. I'm gonna bait him into that question later. I'm like, yo, so does Evo Japan, Evo France count as a whatever? He's like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, so maybe Evo East and West South should count too. We'll see. We'll see how that conversation.
What about the
goes.
Evo tournament that happened at Comic-Con for hyper fighting? Does that count? See, there's a lot of different ones that are Evo adjacent tournaments.
So you know what game I would want
Yeah.
as an official Evo lineup? If I had my choice, I would want King of Fighters 98.
98. You gonna bring out the monsters?
Yeah, I want people to realize how cool that game is, because people don't remember. Not a lot of people know what 98 is anymore or played it before, right? And then also like the amount of people that still play in China, Mexico. I think that would be so cool.
Yeah, I don't think people know it's still one of the most played games in like LAN centers.
Exactly.
That would be crazy because I feel like that game, especially how Evo, whenever they announce titles, it forces, not just forces, it inspires people to pick up the game and play it. That game is true despair. I think people aren't ready for the levels for that.
Yeah, like how like SNK they announced like, oh, Art of Fighting 3 for 100,000.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm actually thinking about
Pick
trying
it
it
up.
out because I think the game is terrible, but whatever.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so you have. I don't know if you do this tradition anymore. You have this tradition where every time you get back to San Diego,
Yeah.
you get some carne asada fries.
Yeah.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah,
Or are you too old to do that?
No,
now?
no, that's my thing. That's my bat signal is to, I don't truly feel at home
Okay.
until I get some good San Diego Mexican food.
Yeah.
And I had this conversation here with the European Tekken commentators. They were like, I had Mexican food before I had Chipotle. Shout out to Chipotle. I love you.
I love
but you are not
Chipotle.
the same
It's not.
as San Diego or Texas Mexican food. It is completely different.
It is different.
Completely different. So Europe, step your food game up.
Yeah, no, EU food is kind of ass. Like I went to Sweden for Head Stomper, and I'm like, the best restaurant was McDonald's. The Biscoff McFlurry goes really hard though.
It does.
Yeah, but yeah, anytime I see a Mexican food truck when I'm in SoCal, I always get carne asada fries.
That's what's up. That's a San Diego dish,
It just
by
puts
the
me.
way.
It just puts me back to sleep. That's how I feel like it just eventually do it. But you do it like that's like your your guaranteed #1 picture when you land back in
Yeah,
America.
that's how you know I'm home. Again, it's my bat signal. It's like, okay, I'm home for a little bit. Here's my photo, and that's happening like not as often anymore because when I'm traveling now, it's not like I'm traveling every single week. I'm staying in one place for a long
period
amount
of
of time. Yeah,
I think they don't got carne asada fries in Japan. I feel like
They
feel like their food for Mexican food has been increasing.
no, it's no. So no,
It's not the same.
no, it's definitely not the same. So there, God, we can't have this conversation uphill. But there's a certain element to having good Mexican food.
No, I agree.
It has to have a level of polish or a level of grime to it.
Flair.
And
You know,
Japan is too clean. It's too clean. Yeah, it's
you
too clean.
need some dirt.
You need some dirt.
Okay, I
if
get
it's
that.
if it's not made by Mexicans, it's different.
Yeah, we went to. I was in Puebla, Mexico. We went to like a fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
I was like, that's good and all. But then before we went to the restaurant, I saw the street stall. I was like, I want to go to the street stall after I have the fancy food. And that street stall like cheeseburger was ridiculous.
There you go. See, you know.
Right? I definitely went to the bathroom afterwards, but it was godlike.
Yeah. Like they have Taco Bell in Korea and in Japan, and if your stomach doesn't hurt after that, is it really Taco Bell?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Taco Bell, boss loves Taco Bells, but I feel like he likes Taco Bell more than real Mexican food.
Yes, which is crazy to me. But again, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
respect it.
So, why do you love receiving flowers?
Why do I love receiving flowers?
Yeah, what's the flower story?
I love flowers. It just in general, I think, during that time of my life where I started appreciating flowers more,
Yeah.
it was just, one of those things where I was just kind of sitting down and like just looking at nature and just seeing how life goes on no matter what's happening.
Yeah.
And just seeing flowers and again, how beautiful they can be. I started reading up on flowers and
Oh, okay. You got the tech.
Yeah, well, because, I would only see certain flowers in certain parts of the world.
Yeah.
So I started visiting flower shops more, like reading the little cards there and the information behind them. I started falling in love with like tulips and then different types of roses as well. The exclusive flowers that you would only find in the Philippines or in Singapore or in Japan. And I really fell in love with that, just the regional variety. And I started not only buying flowers more for my family, but also for myself.
Yeah.
And I think, one of the nicest things you can do for somebody is to get them flowers. And I really feel like they brighten up a room. Like you wake up, you see the flowers, and then you see the kind of like sun setting in. That's a different feeling versus just waking up and being like, oh shit, am I late for work?
Okay, yeah, because I have so many plants in my room because Jackie's like she collects a lot of plants.
Doesn't it change the mood of the room and the vibe?
For me, no.
Okay. For all right. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't hit for everybody, but for me, I'm on that hippie shit, man. I will feel different if there's plants in the room.
Yeah, I feel like anytime I see you get flowers, you get so happy.
Yeah, it's genuine.
Do you have like a favorite?
It's tulips and roses.
Tulips and roses.
Yeah. So when I had a layover in Amsterdam on the way here,
Amsterdam.
and then just seeing the genuine tulips there, because they have the famous tulip fields and stuff like that. It's beautiful to me.
It's crazy that you could buy the tulips in the Amsterdam airport and then take it back. And I'm like, do I need to declare this or
'cause
anything?
Usually when you bring in any like agriculture
Yeah.
or like plants, you have to kind of report it. I guess they're a little bit more lax about that outside of the U.S.
It seems like
Yeah.
it, yeah. So I was always wondering because like I think every big tournament like either like Ty Vega gives you like flowers or Mizzy Meets like here's some flowers.
Them too. They're notorious for hooking me up with flowers. So bless them.
Yeah. Top 3 favorite video games, not fighting games.
Oh, that's hard and easy. So my number 1,
Chrono Trigger?
Chrono Trigger for sure. I love that game. Number 2, changes often, but it depends on my mood and how often the series gets brought up. But I really love the original Resident Evil.
Oh,
Not the remake, the original
first one.
The really grimy, bad voice acting one.
Yeah,
I love
controls
that
are
one.
a little laggy
The
and
super
everything.
nasty tank controls. I love that one. So original Resident Evil, but close behind is Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Okay.
I love that game.
Okay, I never played Resident Evil 1. I never played Symphony of the Night.
Ooh.
I thought you were gonna say Mother because I feel like you post a lot about.
See, that's also up there. That is also up there. So my top 10 list has a lot of great games, but yeah, Earthbound is also up there as well.
Yeah, but I feel like you. Yeah, it feels like it's all like kind of mainly like RPGs.
Yeah,
Right.
It is, and a lot of it has to do with consumerism now too, because you see so many Mother and Earthbound pop-up shops and collaborations that are still coming out to this day.
In Japan, it's
Yes.
weird. Their pop-ups are weird. Like Tom and Jerry is super popular there. It's weird.
Extremely. So whenever they have like new merch, it will make me fall in love with the games all over again. So that's what I like.
Okay. So, favorite sneakers that you own? Because you're a big sneaker guy. I've been out of the sneaker business for a while. I think I just like,
You went hard for a while.
I did, but eventually I just kind of stopped because in my head, I'm just like, well, when do I wear them? Right?
Yeah.
But you're still collecting. So
Yeah.
what's your favorite?
So for me, the reason why I collect is because I look at it very much like arcade sticks. I see them as kind of like design works of art.
Yeah.
And I love the design stories behind them. And it sucks because like, when you were probably collecting at the time, you probably found out very quickly, like these boxes are big. They take
are.
up a lot of space. And you also like arcade controllers, and those are big and take up a lot of space.
See, but the thing is, people just collect the boxes. They don't take it out. So then I'm like, okay, so I guess I got to keep the box too. So
It's tough, but yeah, if I had to pick just to call it out, the Jordan 11 is my favorite.
Okay.
That was the sneaker that made me want to get more sneakers.
Yeah.
So the Jordan 11, the all white legend blue, Columbia blue, that's my favorite. So 1996 sneaker. Then the Jordan 1 right after that, just because I feel like you could wear it with almost
Jordan
anything.
ones are pretty, but everyone wears Jordan ones now.
Yeah, everyone does. And there was a moment where no one wore it. It wasn't until Kanye West like really repopularized it. I mean, influence goes a long way with a lot of people. You see something, you think it looks cool, you're gonna want to rock it as well.
Yeah, I think my only gripe with sneakers, I think the reason why I stopped collecting is because, like, for example, you can't wear certain sneakers anymore.
You can't wear Yeezys no more.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
I had
you can.
so many Yeezys.
Yeah, but that's the problem.
I still have them.
They're comfortable too.
They're so comfortable.
Yeah.
They're great sneakers.
Yep.
Right. I even got like the 350s as well too, and those are pretty rare. But now it's like you can't really wear them, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that made me a bit sad. But I think the only ones I probably would collect are like the random official collabs.
Like video games and anime and stuff like that.
Like like Onitsuka had the Street Fighter one.
Yep.
So and then Asus had the X-Men.
Yep.
That one, we
X-Men 97,
We were going
Comic-Con.
hard at
Yeah.
Comic-Con. I had like 4 boxes for
Yep.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. See, Justin always helps me out. We always try to help each other out getting stuff. But I think that's my favorite subset of not only collecting in general is when they have the collabs of things that we love, whether it's
Yeah.
comic books, anime, or video games. Anytime a video game sticker comes out, I'm all about it.
Even actually the Crocs I have right now.
The gamer ones.
Yeah, you showed me where these are.
Yep.
So I went to buy a frame 1.
Yeah. So from the FGC, like I feel like we're the only two that have them.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
pretty
you
cool.
might be
That's
right.
pretty cool.
Because it was so hard to find the shop.
It was in Harajuku.
It took me, but I couldn't find it for the longest time. I was like, I circled around like 3 times.
And he's like, oh, is this small shop in the corner?
Yeah, it's like a little tiny opening, and
Yeah.
I was just like, damn, okay. So you go to Japan a lot.
Yes.
Is that your favorite place in the world, would you say?
It is my favorite place outside of where I live. So I love San Diego.
Yeah.
But if I were to visit, and I'm very fortunate that Tokyo is a place where I work as a work hub. I work with a lot of the publishers and developers and a lot of the partners that are out there. So Tokyo has quickly become my second home, and it helps that I have family that lived out there. So my sister lived out there for a long time.
Yeah.
She moved recently back to California, but she kept
okay.
her place
Nice.
in Tokyo. So I use her place now whenever I'm there.
Okay.
So being in Japan is just natural for me. I'm actually going there like in a day and a half.
Oh, you're going after this?
Yeah, I'm going straight to Japan.
For how long are you staying there? A long time or just
I'll be staying there till
end of September?
until Evo France.
Damn.
For 2 months. I'll be there for 2 months.
That's 2 months?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay. So
We gotta get started on Evo for next year.
that's true. Okay, so for Tokyo, obviously you're mainly in Tokyo. But have you gone to like any other parts of
No. So my big regret is I never really do touristy stuff.
Yeah.
So I've never visited places in Japan. I do go to Osaka because of Capcom being there and SNK being there.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
I go to Kyoto. I've visited Nintendo before. I've only go where work takes me. So I've never had a chance to really see the beauty of Japan. But one day, I hope to do that.
Okay, yeah, because my goal now, as I'm getting older and I'm able to do stuff, and eventually I feel like I'm going to be at that age where it's like I can't travel as much anymore because of family, right? Or I just want to be there. So I got to get it off my bucket list as soon as possible. Is I want to go to Hokkaido, but it has to be during winter.
So the real snow.
Right.
The real winter.
Because seafood's going to be super fresh there as well too, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like a lot of people were saying like I should, because there's so much to explore in Japan, but like just like you, I only know Tokyo. I went to Osaka the first time this year with the family in February, and I think I like Osaka a lot more than Tokyo.
Yeah.
Because it's not as big.
Also food-wise and just people-wise, I feel like it's a different vibe, and it's a great vibe.
Yeah, it's a great vibe. So
have you ever thought about just like, going to the different FGC landmarks and arcades around Japan, not in Tokyo, not in Osaka, and beating up people, but also getting food with them?
You're like, oh, you mean like how Bon-chan did the little road trip?
The little road trip.
I always wanted to, like, I actually want to live in Japan for at least 1 year.
Do it.
Just to like, well, I can't, but I wish. My wife would kill me.
Yeah.
But I just want to do it just to like kind of grind content and just enjoy the culture because I'm just so into it. It's just tough, right? She says I can do it, but the problem is it's like, it makes me feel
Bring them
bad.
with you. Like,
oh no, they got school now. She about to go first grade. Like I feel like I lost the timing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's tough to take a kid out of their school environment as well. That's why I never left San Diego.
Yeah, because the crazy part is, okay, we gone to like Korea, we gone to Japan.
Yeah.
Harper's talking like a monster now, and every time we go to these like little, let's say it's a playground.
Yeah.
And she sees these kids, right? And I'll say, all right, Harper, just let you know, you won't be able to communicate with them. It's like, why? Because they speak a different language. So she'll try to talk to him, and even though I say she'll talk to him in English, and then they get the, scratch the head, like, I don't know what you're saying. So I feel like if I took her out of that school for a year, she would probably not enjoy it. Right?
Yeah, because she would have to relearn everything again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the tough part. So I don't know. I mean, I'm going to Japan in September, and I'm going there for 2 weeks. Maybe I'll extend my trip. We'll see. Just because like I want to do something like big for my 40th. Because like I feel like when you're 40,
Oh yeah, it's coming up.
like you should do something crazy.
Okay.
Right. So I was thinking about maybe going to China, Bali, Indonesia. Who knows? And that's why I wanted to ask you. If you can choose any place in the world, where would you go? Or you can choose back to Japan.
It depends. Am I there with my friends or am I there by myself?
Whatever you want. It could be either or. Whatever, you have. Okay, you're not gonna be working. You're completely off. Everything's paid for. You can choose where to go. Are you gonna choose Japan again, or are you gonna choose a different location?
I will choose Japan again. Japan again, but with my loved ones, with all my friends. Okay. I've only had that experience once, where it's like my entire family. And even though it was only for a few days, it was one of the best feelings ever. To be able to be there with my family, my brother, my sister, my daughter, my nephew, my mom, my dad.
Oh, that's the whole squad.
The whole squad was there. And even though I was working the whole time, it was worth it just to be with them for like a day and a half.
It was but it was still in Tokyo.
It was still in Tokyo, yeah. So if we had the opportunity, I'd love to go around Japan and just be able to experience that with my family. Like we said earlier, man, time is not there for everybody.
Yeah.
So my parents are getting older. I'm getting older. Man, sometimes I wake up, I'm like, what's wrong with my back? Why are my knees bending this way?
Yeah.
But
no, I get that.
Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting close. So yeah, you have the big 40 coming up, and you mentioned like you want to do something crazy. I've never celebrated my birthday like that.
Never.
Can you give me ideas on how to go crazy?
How to go crazy? I mean,
nice dinners.
No, it's just like you have to do something where
outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah. Like I thought about like skydiving at one point.
Dude, that's crazy.
But then
I would never.
But that was 10 years ago, so I feel like I can't do it now.
Yeah.
Like I might get a heart attack up there or something, right? It might trigger my blood pressure going up. But I think it's more of like now more relaxing.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted like either choose like Bali, Indonesia, get like one of those like those hotels on the water.
Where you see the see-through,
Yeah,
the ones you see on
I want to open the floor and I can see the fish, that type of thing.
Do it.
I've been watching a lot of random hotels reviews, and this guy, he went to where did he go? He went somewhere where the hotel is underwater, and you have the bed, and on your ceiling is sharks.
That's so crazy,
right? But the cost is like
astronomical.
Too much.
But hey, it's gonna be like a lifetime memory.
It is. Or I want to go to China.
Yeah.
Because the technology that they have been advancing has been insane. Like I don't know, just like the little things of like quality of life is kind of crazy. Like I want to Uber Eat something and the drone just drops.
Yeah.
Like
and just check it out, just film it and
yeah,
stuff like that.
The drone just gives me my takeout order. Like so, it's either I would choose Bali or China that I want to do for like my 40th, but I'm not sure what yet. Just because and I'll probably go by myself, actually. So.
Well, whatever you do, I'm looking forward to watching it on your YouTube channel.
So, but I think besides that, like you obviously love Japan so much.
Yeah.
Sneakers, all the animes and the fighting games. What's one thing that you're like, people are like, they don't know this is your secret hobby?
My secret hobby.
I mean, you took me to a burlesque show for my first time. That was ridiculous.
That was fun. That was fun.
Really good.
My friend.
It was crazy that you could record too.
Yeah, my friend Subaki worked there. She was able to get us tickets last minute.
Yeah.
To usually a sold out show. I would say, one thing that people might not know about me is like I think this happens a lot, especially on Reddit. They think I'm a creepy old man. And with no game, but again, a lot of these guys probably forget, like, oh man, he has a kid.
Yeah.
They often say like, oh, he's married with kids. Bro, I'm not married.
Yeah.
If I was married, I would have got divorced a long time ago for traveling all the time. But I would say I just love life.
Yeah.
Again, because my daughter is older now, she can take care of herself. I feel much younger than I've ever been. I felt like I aged, and I stressed out super early because I had a kid at such a young age. But once my daughter got old enough and once I started traveling more for work, getting more work responsibilities, I really started figuring out what I wanted to start doing with the rest of my life. And again, a big part of that is making sure my parents are okay, and then just making sure that the people around me are okay. And one of the things I'm constantly thinking about is, what am I gonna do with my backlog of video games?
Oh, you're done.
I'm done. I'm completely done.
No, there's no way.
And I always, the way I look at it is like, I'll eventually have time to play it one day. Usually it's after the Evo Vegas timeframe. I'll play something.
It's not happening.
And I just love playing video games and experiencing video games. So I have a short list of games that I need to kind of like move to the top. And those are the things that I'm like actually really looking forward to. I think over the next few weeks, I'm going to start playing them.
Okay, because like usually I have that same problem where I have a backlog of games. And
bro, you still be playing some of the crazy ones, like Metaphor. You played that?
Oh, I love that game,
dude. It was so good.
It was so good.
Yeah.
But the problem with me is that if I play a good game, I get addicted and I drop everything else. That's why I don't play a lot of different games, because a lot of people are like, oh, play Expedition 33.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but if I get addicted to it, I'm gonna stop playing fighting games for that period of time. That's like a personal problem I have. Like I get addicted way too easily into video games because it's easy to please me.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, you always complain about how I'm so positive and I love this, I love that. I'm like, yeah, I'm easy to please.
We are gamers though. That's the thing, is we are gamers. Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, so my backlog is crazy. Like the new Yakuza game.
Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii?
No, the one before that. The Like a Dragon one.
The one in Hawaii. The one that took place in Hawaii. Yeah.
Not the Pirates one.
Yeah, the one before that.
That one, I was like totally consumed. I played it, and the worst part was, I had work in the morning, and I was like, and I'm in the last chapter, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go through this last chapter, beat the game, and that's it. But I didn't know the last chapter was like 6 hours long.
Yup. Cutscenes. Yep.
So I couldn't put it down at that point, because at that point I'm committed.
Yeah.
And I have to see it to the end. So that's my problem. So it's like I'm always stuck with a backlog.
That game in particular that you're talking about, Yakuza, it really kind of retells kind of like the tail end of a main character's life.
Yeah.
Did that resonate with you in some way because we're getting older?
It made me emotional. I definitely was tearing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, damn, eventually the person that you're like this is the guy that can never be weak.
Yeah.
You know, when you get older,
Yep.
everyone, you know, obviously has a specific lifespan. So yeah, it definitely resonated with me. Even this AWC, like Kudan's beating Arslan, that hit me hard. And you were on commentary there.
I was going crazy.
Right, you were going crazy because you're like, you had at the beginning you had no faith with Kudan's winning, but once you
I'll tell you straight up,
yeah.
I had a bet with Tasty Steve.
Okay.
We put money on, and I was like, I don't think he can beat Arslan.
Yeah.
Arslan is too strong. This generation
Yeah.
is too strong. And Steve was like, I'll bet you $20 Kudan's will win.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to believe because I wanted him to win too.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, there's no way he can do it. Arslan is the GOAT. He's been beating everybody.
Yeah.
And the Kudan's destroyed him.
He destroyed
He
him.
destroyed
It was
him.
free. It was
and
free.
I was so happy. I was standing up in the booth.
It was crazy. I was losing my
Yeah.
because it's like I do think Arslan is the GOAT of Tekken.
Yes,
because of the results
Exactly.
and everything like
Yes.
that, and how fast he did it. So no matter what, like even though people say no knee, I understand why people say knee because of the years he put in,
The legacy, yeah.
the legacy. But when you think about results and accomplishments,
Who
Arslan got
you're
it.
going to put your money on.
and the impact.
Yes.
Arslan has impact to the scene. So seeing Kudans who like you mentioned, like he's Tekken Tag 1, he won Tekken 5 at Evo and everything like that. Like that's literally 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was able to beat Arslan, who's the modern GOAT and the GOAT of Tekken.
Yeah.
I think that was crazy. Like that storyline, it was like if Nee can't do it, we got to bring a ghost from the past to do it. Like that was crazy.
It just reminded me, there's this thing in Hajime no Ippo where they talk about the fists of a champion.
Yeah.
They're heavier. They hit different.
Yeah.
And it just reminded me that you could never count out players like Kudan's.
Bro, and he's in top 8.
Yeah, top 8.
That's it's gonna be really fun to watch today.
Yeah,
I
life
think
change.
so.
It could be life changing for him again. I mean, he's won big tournaments in the past, but I think this scale and again at this time of his career,
Yeah.
it is going to be a big confidence boost for him.
It actually made me want to maybe play again.
Bro.
Watching him play,
Yeah,
it
I
made me
mean,
want to play again.
yeah. Again, like I was talking about it on commentary yesterday, there are not many people from 20 years ago that are still winning at the highest level.
Yeah,
It's very few in every game.
yeah, I think so. Like, cause even Daigo's struggling. Like
Yeah.
he's in that because he talked about how he's gonna stop streaming,
Focus on
and
the game.
Focus on the
Yep.
game. But the thing is, like he hasn't shown any results yet, right?
Yeah.
And then checking the LCQ yesterday,
Yeah.
he was knocked out.
He's short of top 32.
Right, so it's just really unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Depending on what the lineup next year is for Evo, I think I'm gonna try to play. We'll see.
I'd love to see that. I would
see.
love to see that because
It gave me confidence after I played Betty, to be honest.
and she's nice. She's only going to get cleaner and nicer at the game.
Yeah, because I was just thinking like, I never reached to anywhere close to 2300 MR, but I know Japan inflation is a thing, so
Yeah.
maybe realistically it's like 2100 MR, and then she beat Ryan Hart pretty bad, like before, like 3 first
Yeah, the
attempts.
day before, right?
And I'm like, I was playing Tekken. I was practicing Tekken and Virtua Fighter, and before I came to Evo, so I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm not favorited, but like I don't think it's gonna be free. So I wasn't surprised I won, but I think I was like, I guess I was a little surprised I won.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the crowd was cheering for her.
Yeah.
But I think the people that know that JWong is not a pushover.
Yeah.
He's not a pushover. And again, I'm glad that you played. And did you tell people the story about how I was like, hey, would you play Betty?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so yeah, that happened, and I really wanted to see you like win because she was on a streak.
She had a
She was unstoppable, and she was beating all the OGs. And in my mind, it's always going to be you got to put respect on the OG's name.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you won. She's going to get stronger from this though.
Yeah, I mean, I told her if she wanted to run it back, I would love to run it back, just because like
I feel like she got to go through someone else first. She
do.
got to go through Ryan Hart maybe, which she already did. But that's
that
another
was
story.
But that was unofficial, right? So
Yeah.
we'll see. But I appreciate you taking your time.
Yeah, man. It's
you know
it's
what I mean?
honestly always a pleasure.
Yeah.
I'm glad. And when you're in Japan in September, I hope we could hang out. It'll be fun.
we gotta go to burlesque show.
We'll go to the burlesque show. We'll get some tacos.
There we go, I'm talking about.
We'll get some Mexican food there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
also we're gonna shop at Tokyo Game Show.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Well, let the people know where they can find you.
At Markman23 on pretty much everything. I don't stream. I don't upload
You
videos.
kind of stream a little bit.
Every now and then, like
Random.
once a year.
Yeah,
It'll be random. But for the most part, part, I'm posting Instagram stories of my shopping trips.
Yeah, so if you guys want to see why I'm jealous of this guy right here all the time, follow him on Instagram, because every time he posts something, I'm like, oh, I wish I could shop there, or I wish I could be there eating this like amazing meal, or check out these crazy shops that you're going. You go to really cool stuff, so make sure you guys follow him on the IG there. But other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.